It's a real pleasure to be with you today to celebrate the pan-European launch of the new Erasmus Plus program, the jewel in Europe's crown.
Erasmus. It's the EU exchange program that some European commissioners love to imagine as a European institution that can create perfect Europeans. Since its start in the late 1980s, Erasmus has moved millions of European students across Europe's borders. And in 2021, Erasmus Plus, the umbrella term for the EU's education program that covers the Erasmus exchange program, saw a substantial increase in its budget, from about 14.7 billion euros spread over 6 years to 26.2 billion spread over another. Besides providing opportunities to study abroad and potentially improving someone's job prospects, the Erasmus exchange program has often been regarded as one of the most effective institutions for producing a pan-European identity, but whether this actually happens is much less clear than it seems. The creation of a European identity through Erasmus has been coined the Erasmus effect. If contact between different Europeans exists, then a group identity will possibly follow. However, the problem with this theory is that Erasmus attracts a type of student that is already less likely to be impacted by Erasmus when it comes to producing a European identity. Those participating in Erasmus are already likely to identify as European before their exchange, making the Erasmus effect relatively negligible. Those coming from a lower rung of education, as a result not able to participate, are less likely to identify as European and are more likely to be Eurosceptic. It's not that Erasmus doesn't have an effect on creating a European identity, but the people who are more likely to be affected by Erasmus are less likely to be in a position where they will be. However, this may also be temporary. Last Wednesday, at the State of the Union, Ursula von der Leyen announced the EU's plans for ALMA, a European exchange program targeted towards the unemployed. The idea of extending European exchange to a different level besides university education is not new, and it seems like the tide is turning. The Netherlands' education levels are split between MBO, HBO, and WO. MBOers usually pursue vocational education and are more Eurosceptic, and WOers usually pursue university and are less. Naturally, WOers were the ones who usually did the Erasmus exchange, but the amount of MBO students abroad with help from EU grants has also been increasing. This increased movement has been encouraged, and Alexander Pechtold, the former Dutch leader of D66, has said that MBO students should have better access to European exchange programs. Europe is no game for the happy few. It needs to show that it's absolutely necessary for all of us. You can also see other examples like Volt Netherlands explicitly pushing to broaden Erasmus Plus for MBO and HBO students as one of their policy standpoints in the last Dutch election. Evaluations have shown that the early Erasmus Plus program was able to facilitate a European identity among a sample of vocational students, with 66% feeling more European after, and over 72% declaring to have a larger interest in the EU. With the set goal of reaching 10 million more students, Erasmus Plus, over the course of 2021 and 2027, is set to focus more on inclusion, and the new program is doubling the funding for vocational education from 2.9 million to up to 4.4. Whether this new, more inclusive Erasmus budget, plus the additional ALMA program announced this year, will actually produce a larger European identity among Europeans who feel that connection the least, is honestly difficult to determine. But whether this is part of the European Union's goal of producing a stronger European identity, that's undeniable.
Our ultimate goal should be that Erasmus is not become an option, but a fundamental right for all Europeans. This new, reinforced, robust Erasmus Plus will be key to support our model of society and our European way of life.